Hello, YouTube. Jovan here from Imperfect Creations Homestead in Mix Zone 67, Virginia. Listen, I'm back, y'all. It is so cold. If this is your first visit to our channel, welcome. We are happy to have you. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back and continuing to support us. I want to give a shout out to someone who has been helping me in the background with questions to help other gardeners, and that is Miss Lisa on Gardening with Lisa down in Alabama Zone 8A. Listen, this gardening community is where it's at. You are not alone. You are not out here trying to figure it out by yourself. If you need help, reach out. People will answer. If I got the answer, baby, it's yours. Okay? So, as promised, 1 month ago, yesterday, y'all, it was 16 degrees this morning. It was too cold yesterday for me to be out here trying to film anything. But I'm out here today, about to get a little bit done. I'm going to use some Comfrey fertilizer on my brassicas in the front raised beds. I'm going to show you the progress on the hill with the fall/winter garden overhaul. That's my puppy fussing in the background. I don't even know if you can see his little self. And show you what's going on with the garlic, y'all. Listen, the garlic, can you see my excitement? Can you feel it through the screen? The excitement for the garlic, right? Okay, but first things first, I'm gonna put my gloves on. Here lately, I've been having to work with my regular gloves on under my gardening gloves, but I don't want to get them wet today, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna take you over to my rain barrels. I don't know that I've ever explained to you what goes on with my rain barrels. First, we're gonna go in the greenhouse and get watering cans. We're gonna do that first. I'm gonna duck a little bit because I have things drying in my mesh dryer, if you can see that. Got watering cans, and I don't want to show you the dirty floor in the greenhouse. And by floor, I mean rock area that has things on it that probably shouldn't be on it, but such is the life of a gardener. I grew comfrey for the first time this year, and just as the comfrey was about to go dormant, it does go dormant for the winter in my area. I suspect in other areas as well, but seeing as how we're down in the teens at night, it's definitely dormant now. But before it went dormant, I did harvest the leaves, and I added them to a bucket with rainwater, and I've used it before, and the plants seem to love it, which I wasn't surprised about. But I added more rainwater the last time I was out here using the comfrey. And so now I'm going to get a little bit more of my comfrey tea, and I'm going to fertilize the brassicas in the front raised beds. I'm not going to fertilize the primary garlic planters because when I planted them, Kobe, stop eating that. Almost 4 years old, and he still think that rocks and grass are food. No. And then he talks back to you. These children, even the fur babies talk big. But I digress. When I planted the garlic cloves, I put a good bit of compost in those beds, and so they're well fed. But I also, under the soil, I added old plant material and dried leaves. So the garlic gonna be eating real good. I'm not giving them any comfort. Hold your minute. As I suspected, there's ice on top of my comfrey tea. But it's a thin layer of ice now. It's not that solid layer that it was this morning. So, you know how when you have family and company over, and you have 9,000 of these little red Solo cups laying around, don't throw them out. Save them, using them in your garden to dip your comfrey tea, or your compost tea, or your soil, or your fertilizer. Baby, put anything in them, okay? Hey, little dude. He's so cute, y'all. So I'm gonna add a cup of comfrey tea to each one of these watering cans, and then I'll fill it up with rainwater. I'll show you the rain barrels. Do a half a cup at a time, because again, I'm trying not to get my gloves wet. I probably should have stirred it up a little bit, but that ice, Lord, oh, it smells horrible. Yeah, that's some good tea there. The plants will love it. Oh, it smells horrible. Oh, can y'all smell that through the camera? Probably not. I'm glad you can't. I might try to get y'all in here so you can see. Look at that. Look at that good Comfrey tea. Can you see that? Can you see that? That is my Comfrey tea. Yeah. And that's my messy greenhouse. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all a little crooked right now. Let me fix you. There you go. And so I just keep another bucket on top of it. Yeah. Just to show you, you don't need fancy digs to grow food. As Broke say. Grow how you grow, boo. All right. There's my little dude. Say hi. Say hi to the people. A tail wag is the best he's going to give you. So here we have my rain barrels. In Virginia, for whatever reason, we are not allowed to have rain catchment systems for drinking water, which baffles me because the water bills are atrocious. But we are allowed to collect water for irrigation purposes. So again, I got ice, but in there is water because I was just able to knock that piece of ice off the top. Earlier this year, 2024, the rain barrel I had, which was collapsible, it died. I came out one day to a slow leak, and when I went over to investigate, that slow leak turned into a small flood, but I was able to grab buckets and what have you and save my rainwater. But I had to get this rain barrel to replace it, and then God rained down from heaven, and I was able to get a second one. If you're wondering what I have these on, I have this one on a stack of pallets and that one on a stack of cement blocks. So again, you don't need fancy digs to grow food. But I like these because they came with hoses already attached. So you got this little connector here, and I hope and pray this water hose is not frozen. You've got connectors that attach to the bottom of the barrel to help with that gravity feed, right? And so I'm just gonna fill up these watering cans so that I can go irrigate and fertilize. Thank you, Lord, it's not frozen. The water is dirty because it's coming from my roof. My roof's not clean. So if I did want to use this for drinking, I would have to have a way to clean it and purify it. Now you better believe I got a way to clean it and purify it. That's just who she is. But if push comes to shove, we're going to have water. Speaking of which, if you are new to the gardening community, I would encourage you to give serious thought to how you're going to irrigate and feed your garden all year, not just spring and summer. How are you going to irrigate and feed? I'm glad you asked, Jovan. I'm glad you asked. Inside my greenhouse, I don't know if you noticed, I'll take you back in there so you can get a peek. Other good thing about these hoses, I can just sit it in the rain barrel and the watering can and talk to you. Inside my greenhouse, I have two very large, one contractor grade, the other just regular, exterior household, black trash cans with lids that lock. What's inside those black trash cans, Jovan? Why, overfilled rainwater is what's inside those trash cans. Twofold purpose. One is to store my excess rainwater because who's gonna pour out some rainwater? The Lord giveth and I store away. And did you know that black attracts heat? And then at night, black gives off heat. So I have heaters for my greenhouse. There they are. That's I believe 35 or 40 gallon, and that's at least 50, if not 80 gallon. And so between these two that are 50 gallons each, they hold up to 54 each, plus these two, plus You can't see them, but they're back there. I have 3 5-gallon buckets. So at any one time, I've got the water I need to water my garden. Whether we have a drought situation like we did in June, or it's cold and the pipes are frozen, you know, what have you, you got to have a way to feed and irrigate your garden. And so that's the irrigate part. What about the feeding? Again, this is fall and winter, so I'm trying to share the knowledge that I've picked up with doing maintenance work while you're not growing so much. You can see we're still growing food, but this is maintenance season. This is get it together for next season, because once spring planting hits, it's going to be on and popping. So how do you feed them? Well, when you're going through snipping all those excess leaves off your tomatoes and your peppers, when you're getting those cabbage leaves that you're not going to eat, when you're getting that kale that looks like too many bugs got a hold to it and you don't want to eat it, don't throw that away. Don't throw that away. Drop that in a bucket with some rainwater. And you have what's called dun, da, da, compost tea. Now, I'm going to tell you what no one told me. It's funky. Oh, baby, it stinks. Es horrible. Es horrible. But the plants love it. That's free fertilizer. The plants you're already growing are feeding the plants you're already growing with the help of the rainwater that you're collecting, fertilizing, and irrigating. I love that for us. So let's go around to the front and fertilize real quick. I'm just going to take 1 can at a time. I say that because I got a whole jar. Excuse me, Kobe. You going to come with me? He said he's going to come with me. You going to come with me? Now, don't knock me over. Don't make mommy fall. Don't make me fall, little dude. I've been doing cleaning in the front yard as well. I have a tree up here that sits in front of my raised beds that I built this year. And it was posing some management issues. And so I did a lot of trimming to this tree. I'm going to sit y'all right here and talk to you while I fertilize. Look at that. So we still have kale. We still have cauliflower. We still have broccoli. Now, I'm not keeping the broccoli and the cauliflower out here for heads. I'm keeping it out here for the leaves, because the leaves are edible. Yeah, y'all needed water like yesterday before that serious cold hit. Now, I am watering the whole bed, but you can see I'm focusing most of my... Hey, how you doing?
All right, how about yourself?
Doing all right. Doing video for YouTube. Focusing most of the water and the fertilizing. Kobe says hello. At the root. Huh? No, he's tied up. Yeah. Focusing most of the water. All right. We'll go back and get the other watering can and come right back. Look at him. He calls himself a guard dog. I don't think he realizes how tiny he is. But, you know, we let him think he's doing something. All right. So grab the other watering can and then go back to the other bed. I'll do that in a little bit because I want to show y'all why I've been so excited. So remember I said that I was going to show you the updates? Well, not so much the updates as it's really starting to look like how I envisioned it. So look at that. That's flat, y'all. That was a mess just a while ago. So I've been back here tamping and evening out and tilling and digging and raking and all the things, trying to get it ready to put down cardboard and landscape fabric. Now, I know not everybody believes in using landscape fabric. I'm not one of those people. I welcome landscape fabric for 2 reasons. One, I don't grow in ground. Two, I don't like weeds. So I've been out here trying to get this area as level as I possibly can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, straight like a board or like a floor. But I want it to be even, because if you recall, the reason I was doing this was kind of 3 reasons. One, so that I could battle the flooding issues that I've had since I built my home. 2, to make it safer for my daughter and my mom to walk around back here with me, because that whole balancing act while you're trying to, you know, plant and harvest is murder on my joint. So I don't want that for my mom. And then 3, make better use of my gardening space. And so with these tiers, it's doing all 3 of those things. I've already noticed improvement in the flooding since I added this first tier. We had heavy rains for about 4 days straight, and the inside of the greenhouse floor was only a little bit damp, but there was no standing water around the greenhouse or in front of my main raised bed. And so that brings me to the next thing on the updates list. Baby, would you believe the video cut off? Yes, it did. The video cut off. But anywho, that first raised bed, I had no idea what I was doing. Let's be honest, some days I still don't know what I'm doing. And that's okay, because this learning journey is just that, a learning journey with gardening. So my first raised bed, when I built it, I didn't know that you were supposed to put down a barrier at the bottom of the bed to keep vermin and animals from digging up through your bed. Well, now I got somebody digging up through the bottom of my primary raised bed. And so what I've been doing, with the help of a new wheelbarrow, hey, new wheelbarrow, and shovels and whatnot, I've been taking the soil out. That's the progress that I've made, if you can see that, so that I can put down chicken wire. Well, what is the chicken wire gonna do? Well, there's different gauges of chicken wire, and that gauge means the little openings in there. Some of them are 2 inches, some of them are 1.5 inches, some of them are 1/2 inch, some of them are 1/4 inch. Guess which one I bought? 1/4 inch, cause who got time for stuff to be digging up my food that I took the time to plant? If you recall earlier this year, in August, when I planted my fall brassicas, one of my cabbage seedlings came up missing. By the way, we ate that cabbage yesterday, y'all. That cabbage was so good. Ain't nothing like homegrown brassicas. The kale, the collards, the green, they all taste different when you grow them yourself. They do. You can taste the love. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I love it. But anyway, one of my cabbages came up missing. And I also found a dead mouse at some point. And I'm like, where did it come from? How did it get in here? And then I started seeing holes up through there. So I'm like, something is digging. So one of the smaller projects in this larger overhaul project is this raised bed. Take as much of the soil out as possible, put down chicken wire, put my soil back, because I want the worms to be able to move around, but I don't want whoever in there digging up my stuff to be able to move around. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay. And that brings me to the last part of the video. Not as a long video, but I wanted y'all to know, what we were up to. You saw the front raised bed. We still have kale. We still have collards. We still have brassicas. We have harvested carrots and beets, parsnips, cabbage, leeks. Oh, let me show y'all the leeks. I got to show y'all the leeks real quick. I got to. And we're going that direction in class. Let me show you the leeks. Easy does it. I promise I won't forget to fertilize that other bed. Remember, I got 2 around there. Oh, peek inside with me. Look at that. See how good that lettuce looks? We got salad all fall and winter. Won't he do it? But look at these leeks. Look at those leeks. I don't know whether to pull them down or let them grow a little bit longer, but they're going to be so good. I've already had some green onion from out here, but the onions that I thought didn't make it, They've all started coming up. But this is what I wanted to show you. So this past year, 2024, was the first year that I grew garlic successfully. And by successfully, I mean I had garlic bulbs. Now, they were tiny, and there were only 5 of them. Well, I planted 15 cloves. Out of those 15 cloves, I got 5 garlic bulbs. So I count that as a success. 33%, but hey, I'll take it. We had garlic. This planting season, I was a lot more intentional about my garlic planting. And so I not only ordered garlic from MI Gardener. Thank you, Luke. They're amazing. They smell so good. I ordered both soft neck and hard neck. But also the co-op service that I use to order bulk food items like flour and sugar and seasonings, things like that. They sent me garlic for free. I ordered garlic powder and onion powder, and they sent me a bag of organic, U.S. grown garlic bulbs. And I don't mean a few. So you know what I did? I broke them bad boys open, and some of them were extremely huge cloves. I planted them. And I planted the ones that I bought from Luke. So I bought 2 soft neck and 2 hard neck from MI Gardener. And I had that giant bag that As Your Standard sent me. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And I also had some organic store-bought garlic. She not letting garlic go to waste. And so, side note, what you don't know about me is I don't claim to be an organic gardener. You saw all my plastic buckets. I will grow in any container. I'm a container gardener. You don't see anything growing in ground here because I'm trying to save my knees. My career choice, my life choices are such that my joints hurt. But I keep moving. And as long as I keep moving, I'm good. But what I'm not about to do is get down on the ground on my knees, pulling anything, planting anything, picking anything, weeding anything. She don't get on the ground. I'll bend. And so all of my containers, with few exceptions, are more than a foot tall because that allows me the comfort to bend easily, get what I need, pick up, move, plant, weed, fertilize, irrigate, harvest, what have you. Much easier than if it were in ground. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. That's how I garden over here. And so with that intentional plan for garlic, back on subject, yeah, I scrolled on you a moment. Do you know that we planted over 100 plus cloves of garlic this fall? It's winter now, baby. It's cold. But in the fall, that's what we planted. Look at this garlic, y'all. Do you see all that germination? Do you see all that germination? Don't mind my chamomile. And this is my dormant comfrey. But look at that germination. In each of those bags, we, meaning me, my mom, and my daughter, we planted at least 10 cloves of garlic each in each one of those bags. So that's at least 30, right? Let me take you up the hill. Hey, little man. Take you inside in a minute, okay? It's getting easier to climb this hill. This is one of the 2 planters that I showed you all in the last video that I bought. Now, these are right about a foot deep. That's as short of a planter as I'm gonna buy. In this bed, I planted at a minimum 35 garlic cloves. Now, I haven't seen germination in here yet, but I know it's coming. This bed and the bags I just showed you, those are the garlic cloves from As Your Standard. So my dog is a terrier mix, and it's something over here that is bothering him. He's trying his best to root it out. Baby, this ground is frozen. Good luck. This is the planter that I built. So for those that don't know, I do amateur woodwork. I'm never gonna say it's anything more than amateur, ever, because I ain't crazy. Y'all, this cold is wreaking havoc on my lips. I'm struggling. My dad would be so upset with me right now. I didn't come out here with lip balm on. But this is the planter that I built. It is very tall, because that's just what she does. But it is roughly 3 feet by 3 feet, so it's 3 feet cubed. I don't know if you can see the germination in here, but I've got germination here and 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 here. We got all the germination, y'all. And in the front beds, there's germination up there too. So there's about 8 or 9 out of the 18 cloves I planted in the front. About half of those have already popped up through the soil. This one has at least another 35 there. That's 75, 90, plus that 30. You do the math. Right. Baby, we're going to have some garlic, okay? We're going to have garlic. Garlic is going to be had in 2025. I wish I had gotten my onion planted in the fall, but I couldn't get it together back here. I was trying my best to focus on the garlic, and then once I got the garlic underway, my next thing had to be to tackle that main raised bed, because before you know it, it's going to be February, and I need to plant my carrots and beets and parsnips and what have you in that raised bed. So that soil has to be ready. I'm going to put my soil back. I'm going to add a layer of compost, and then I'm going to put leaves and straw mulch on top of it, and it's going to be ready for February. That's the simple stuff I do. I don't add any other amendments. That soil looks like black gold. Let me take you over and show you some of this soil. This is some of it that I took out of the raised bed. Now it's hard because it's been, below, well below freezing. So you may not even be able to see it, but look at that soil. Even frozen, look at that soil. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Look how rich that is. And right here in the raised bed, you can see it a little better. So yeah, we're not losing that soil. We're going to get that right. I got a bucket of it behind me that's probably even more frozen. But yeah, this is the progress that I've made on the hill. That's now flat and ready for me to add my cardboard and landscape fabric and then containers. So this space here is more than likely going to be tomatoes. During the middle of the summer, I was able to purchase on sale, clearance, probably both, because it was amazing prices. These raised beds from Vevor, they're metal, so they're going to last a very long time. Almost 7 feet long, almost 4 feet wide. So they're 80 inches long by 40 inches wide by 19 inches deep. Got 2 of them. $50 each. Maybe a little more than 50. Try to find that price. Try it. If you find it, shoot me an email. But I'm going to show you in the cage real quick, and then we're going to go in the house because it's cold. I love the cold, but I can only take so much cold. I have cauliflower, broccoli, sage. Yeah, that's all that's growing in the cage right now. Those are the cauliflower and broccoli seedlings that I started, I want to say October. Yeah. And then I'll show you inside the greenhouse real quick. Things are growing. Y'all, I don't get notifications like this. I don't get calls like this. I don't get notifications like this. Everybody and their mama texting and notifying me today. Phone going crazy. But it's okay. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the sun has set and it's about to get dark out here. So I'm gonna fertilize that other bed and go in the house. Going down. Going down. Mommy's coming. My little dude. He's a mess. Go on. Go on. Leave that fertilizer alone. That's not for you. Okay, you drink that Comfrey water. I can't promise what's gonna happen. Go on. Why even fur babies hard-headed? Let me show y'all the greenhouse real quick. So in the greenhouse, I have, guess I could bring y'all in. There's no light in here right now. So inside the greenhouse, I have the onions that I planted either September or October. I have Zebroon shallots, and I have one little lonely Granix hybrid onion. And I'm getting them ready for transplant. I want to say either January or February. So they're going to be in here at least a few more weeks. Today is December 23rd. I also have my lavender and chamomile that I rescued from the green stalk planter before I broke it down for the winter. There were quite a few things still in there, and those are two that I rescued. I've got lemon balm. One of them made it. Two have gone dormant. I've got a spinach back there that tried to hold on. That's more lemon balm. I did purchase a lavender plant. Believe it was September. It was $4, y'all. I couldn't leave that in the store. I couldn't. This is my thyme that I rescued from the green stalk planter. And so it looked a mess, but it's still alive. It's just dormant. And so I'm giving them a little water here and there because lavender, I read, actually likes desert conditions. So I don't want to overwater it, but it looks really good. It's nice and healthy. Also in here, we have, look at that cauliflower. Look how good that cauliflower look. Baby, we're gonna eat them greens. I had some moth issues in here. I kept finding damage on my leaves, and I discovered that a moth had gotten in. But in the pot with the cauliflower, I have kohlrabi. Yeah, they're tiny, but as it starts to warm up in March, and warm is a very relative term around here, baby, it's gonna be cold clean through May. That's just the zone I live in. I transplanted things out. Side note again, I'll squirrel on you in a minute. I transplanted things out Cinco de Mayo this year. And that day I had on undershirt, sweater, raincoat, hood, gloves, and was praying the whole while because it was not warm. So be prepared when you transplant for whatever the weather gonna throw at you. But as it starts to warm up in March, the kohlrabi will get bigger. This is a kale that I rescued from the green stalk. And so it's still alive. It's growing slowly. This kale, I don't know what she's doing, but she does have new leaves. So yeah, we're going to leave her in here. And here is more kohlrabi and spinach. Some of the kohlrabi's not doing so well, but ask me, am I going to pull it up? Not a chance. My basil, of course, died, but I'm not pulling it up because I believe it'll come back if I keep it in the greenhouse. Here I have more spinach. These are American flag leeks. And then I also have, it's a different kind of leek. Child, I done lost the label. It leeks. More spinach. I've got parsley that keeps coming back. Bless the Lord. And eucalyptus. That eucalyptus I also bought because, again, I couldn't leave that there. I think it was $3. Who finna leave $3 eucalyptus? It was already planned. I didn't have to start it. Amen. Amen. But if you notice what's missing, all the lettuce I had in here. So we ate the lettuce, and then I left the lettuce, and then the lettuce went to seed, as it's, wont to do. And so I cut it at the base. I didn't pull it up. And so it fertilized the soil. And so that's what these plants are feeding on, those lettuce remnants. But look how good that spinach looks. I struggle to grow spinach, but spinach grows when spinach wants to grow. What I forgot to show you was this lemongrass back here. Look at the lemongrass. So mostly brown, but it's protected. It's inside the greenhouse. I forgot what this is I have drying above me, but I'm going to leave it right where it is. Yeah. So that's where we are on the homestead. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see the progression of the garden, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll get notification when I post new videos. I wanted to do one every 2 weeks, but it's so cold, y'all. By the time I get out here, after I have worked for the day and done lessons with my daughter, we homeschool. Listen, I'm tired. And I'd rather just get the work done. And so I don't always bring y'all along for the ride. And I apologize. But such is life. I'm going to close up that greenhouse. And did you notice that my new apple tree has a new home? Do you see her back there behind that? You don't? let me show you real quick. This apple tree, I haven't quite figured out where I want to put her yet. That is the columnar apple tree. And then my other two trees, this is cherry and this is peach. See, the peach has lost all of its leaves. I haven't quite figured out where I want to put those yet. They're going up on the hill. They're not going to stay by the house, but I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, there's the label down on the ground. The Honey Crisp apple tree, I up potted her to the same large, it's either 18 or 20 gallon container that the peach and the cherry tree have. Yeah, so that's where we are. Listen, thank you guys for joining us. We love sharing our knowledge. And again, if you are a seasoned gardener or you're a new gardener, you're somewhere in between like me, I can't believe it's going to be 11 years that I've been doing this in April. 11 years. And I'm learning more and more every day, especially about spacing. Listen, grow something, try something. Good friend of mine, my hairdresser, my loctician to be exact, she is going to start with a green stalk in the spring. I'm going to start some seedlings for her. We're going to get her water situation figured out, how she's going to water, and she's going to grow some food, y'all. Yeah, I'm excited for her. I'm excited for anyone on this journey, whether you're just starting, whether you're midway like me, or whether you've been doing this for umpteen years and you're still learning, you're still here, you're still growing. Keep growing, y'all. From Imperfect Creations Homestead in Virginia, this is Jovan, and we'll see y'all next time. Take care.